Number 5 by Chanel has become much more than just a perfume. Since its creation just over a century ago, it managed to set the trend not only in the world of fragrances, but also in the fashion industry. Beyond being a fragrance, Number 5 became a symbol that has walked hand in hand with the world's most important fashion house, with its own personality and a history as fascinating as the notes of its scent. At that moment, Number 5 became a code, an icon, and a symbol of sophistication, rebellion, and elegance. This is the story of the timeless beauty of Chanel Number 5's design. So, get comfortable and let's begin this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our design explorations. Now, let's dive in. The name Gabrielle Chanel or Coco Chanel holds endless meanings that transcend the brand itself. The French designer presented herself as a revolutionary woman in her time, dedicating her life to exploring themes such as femininity, confidence, and freedom. Creating a fashion house filled with pieces that tell fascinating stories, the brand's concept demonstrates that it signifies a lifestyle with a new understanding of the contemporary woman at every moment in its history. By the early 20s, Chanel was already a phenomenon in French fashion circles. From hats to tweed suits and the famous little black dress, Gabrielle's creations surpassed the fashion industry to enter the realms of beauty and perfumery. After the First World War, Chanel experienced a significant blow in her life with the death of her great love Arthur Boy Capel in 1919. To distract herself from the situation, Coco embarked on a trip to Italy, where she would meet Grand Duke Dmitry Romanov, who would become her lover during the summer of 1920, and the person responsible for instilling in her a passion for perfumery. When the designer decided to start working on her first perfume, she was in fact redefining the concept of a fashion brand and the perception of women at the time. Coco Chanel created the fragrance in 1921 alongside Ernest Beaux. With a highly innovative aroma for its time, Coco's purpose was to create a perfume that would represent all feminine spirits with a unique blend of ingredients. Apparently, Chanel believed that women smelled like a combination of 80 natural and synthetic ingredients, as that's what she chose when Beaux presented her with a numbered series of perfume samples to choose from. According to legend, Chanel selected the 5th sample and declared, "I show my collections on the 5th of May, the 5th month of the year, so let's leave the number it bears, and this Number 5 will bring it good luck." And this is where the perfume gets its name. Later, according to the legend, when preparing new samples of this Number 5, it was discovered that aldehydes had been mistakenly incorporated at a dilution 10 times higher than intended by the creator, enhancing their prominence in the perfume. The strong presence of aldehydes in the floral accord resulted in one of the main notes of a perfume not being based on a natural smell for the first time in history, making it a revolutionary fragrance. The pioneering formula of Chanel No. 5, which debuted in 1921, completely challenged the olfactory conventions of the time. It introduced abstract and innovative notes in a sophisticated combination that remains vibrant even today. At the heart of the fragrance beats an olfactory bouquet formed by jasmine, yang, and May rose, wrapped in an ethereal cloud of aldehydes that give it its distinctive, clean aroma. These floral notes rest upon a warm, woody base of sandalwood, vanilla, amber, and patchouli, providing depth and complexity. The formula includes around 80 natural and synthetic substances in precise proportions, entirely unknown to the general public for obvious reasons. Nevertheless, these substances create an olfactory experience that is supremely balanced. Each ingredient selected by Ernest Beaux plays an essential role that harmoniously complements the others. It is this balance that allows Chanel No. 5 to adapt to each skin uniquely, shaping an aroma that creates new stories that transcend the passage of time. Throughout the decades, the fragrance has embodied the very essence of luxury and sophistication. Its timeless combination of floral, citrus, and woody notes offers an elegant and enduring olfactory experience. Therefore, Chanel No. 5 continues to be the ideal choice for those seeking a classic and refined fragrance capable of enduring as a true icon. But Chanel No. 5 not only broke molds with its scent, it created a visual odor, evoking memories and possessing an impersonal aroma. In other words, Coco Chanel crafted the magical formula to remain immune to trends. And all of this presented in a laboratory bottle with a restrained and minimalist design in contrast to the artificiality of other perfumes from the 1920s. Moreover, its stopper was carved like a diamond, evoking the geometry of the Place Vendôme, the heart of the most luxurious Paris. The story behind the bottle that houses the perfume is also linked to Gabrielle's experiences. The designer insisted on changing the concept of elaborate figures, opting instead for clean and rectangular lines, similar to the bottles made by the French tailor Charvet, always carried by her lover, Arthur Bois-Capel, in his travel case. Breaking the paradigms of the time, Mademoiselle Chanel chose a thin glass that allowed the precious amber liquid to be the main protagonist. The geometric design with clean lines and minimal ornamentation lets the perfume capture attention, a norm that would become the hallmark of the house of the fragrances that would come in the future. Its lines were conceived for movement, and its stopper with the intertwined double C logo emerged as a revelation of radical simplicity. In 1921, the bottle was made of fine glass. 3 years later, it was redesigned with beveled edges to reinforce its angles. This packaging became an emblem for the brand, and years later, in 1959, it entered the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. However, it was not until 1970, the year when Chanel's typography was formalized, that the label and logo we know today emerged. Its minimalist design is simultaneously a symbol of modernity that has always been associated with revolutionary creators and trendsetters. Furthermore, it evolves as a cultural object, remaining an icon for over a century with an aura of mystery surrounding it. It seems strange that in something as personal, concrete, and defining as a perfume, its minimalist design plays a crucial role. The fact that it only smelled like itself made it possible for each woman who wore it to impart different content and stories to it. Perhaps that is why it is also the first perfume where its packaging matters as much or even more than the perfume itself. Many may not remember what No. 5 smells like, but we all immediately recall its bottle. A visual odor, a number loaded with symbolism, a pure form that evokes intimate memories, an impersonal aroma emerging from an individual emotion, the necessary abstraction to remain immune to trends and whims, and the fundamental concreteness in any product applied to the skin. There is no elegance possible without perfume. It is unseen, unforgettable, ultimate accessory, said Gabrielle Chanel. The truth is that it started out as profoundly elitist because Chanel was aware that exclusivity is sometimes the best advertising tool. In 1934, a miniature version was introduced to the market, designed to be carried in a purse and above all, to allow all those women who had desired it for years to obtain an affordable sample. After the end of World War II and the Nazi occupation, Coco decided to give the perfume to American soldiers returning home. Endless lines of men formed at her Parisian store on Rue Cambon, eager to give the essence of Parisian luxury upon their return. The French designer knew how to ignite the imagination of future clients, especially those who were going to buy gifts for them. A woman should wear perfume on all the places where she wants to be kissed, she proclaimed. The mythical idea was further perpetuated by Marilyn Monroe thanks to a cheeky response during an interview in 1952. When asked what she wore to bed, she replied, "Just a few drops of Chanel No. 5. This sensually daring statement became immortalized, and contrary to what one might suspect today, at that time, the declaration did not align with any kind of advertising agreement. It was a natural, exquisite endorsement for Coco Chanel's perfume. Since then, No. 5 has been linked to aspiration, celebrity, and the desire to belong to a brand associated with luxury and extreme exclusivity. Its fame has expanded, making it the world's best-selling perfume and a pioneer in many aspects. This understanding led the Museum of Modern Art in New York to incorporate the perfume into its collection in 1959. Andy Warhol also made it a subject of his pop art. In 1966, Richard Avedon directed the first commercial for No. 5, and subsequent inspirations came from Ridley Scott and Luc Besson. Photographers like Helmut Newton, Irving Penn, and Patrick de Marchelier worked on campaigns featuring iconic beauties such as Susie Parker, Catherine Deneuve, Carol Bouquet, Nicole Kidman, and Audrey Tautou. Additionally, for the first time, one of the most feminine perfumes is represented by a man, Brad Pitt. That's why No. 5 has managed to consecrate itself at the pinnacle of feminine fragrances thanks to a bold simplicity that has been portrayed throughout the years, beyond being the lucky number of the enigmatic French designer Coco Chanel. And the result of the 5th trial, No. 5 is a revolution within a bottle that is sold every 30 seconds. Ultimately, the fragrance of the French couturier continues to be the best-selling and most celebrated in the world. It has withstood the whims of a vast industry and the passage of time, and 100 years since its creation, No. 5 remains as relevant as ever, as if Chanel had discovered the magical formula for eternal femininity. If you've been captivated by this story about the timeless beauty of the legendary Chanel No. 5, then click the bell icon to receive notifications. Until next time, keep appreciating the beauty of design, and we'll catch you in the next video.